Ring that bell. Bendición, luz y progreso, love, light, prosperity onto each and every one of the platforms, wherever you guys are watching from. I pray love and light. We're going to tune into the frequency and see what's going on. But first, I want to tap in with all of you. See how you guys are doing. Okay, if this is your first time here, definitely tap in down below. Drop your name in Zodiac. Let me know that you're new. And if you've been here before, definitely tap in and say hello. All right. We are live streaming on 4 platforms. We're on Instagram, YouTube, TikTok, and also on Facebook. So if you guys need to go on to any of those other platforms, you're more than welcome to. Okay. Millie Pisces, welcome in. Milagros, welcome in. Hi, Chula Bendición. How's everybody doing? I didn't come live yesterday, but we on today. I'm good. I'm good. How are you, Jen? If you guys are tuning in, make sure you guys tap in and say hello down below. Go ahead and share the live as well. Thank you, Chula, for sharing the live. I appreciate you. You already know the vibes. And if you guys are tuning in, make sure you guys go ahead and send your heart me as well to join the team. That way you get a badge next to your name. Every time you come in here, you stand out. So if that's something that you want to do, definitely go ahead and send the heart me. You already know. But in the meantime, I hope all you guys are good. All right. Depending on the energy, we might do collective or I might do some card pulls for people. Just seeing where the energy flows, okay? Is whatever y'all want to do. We could do card pulls or we could do collective, all right? Card pulls or collective. Thank you, Danny, for the heart me. Hey, mama, you have a new follower. Ashe, welcome, bendiciones. What's up, Kamika? Y'all go ahead, share the live. If you guys are up for card pulls or for collective, let me know in the chat. You give me Santa vibes, period. Period, girl. I appreciate it. It's the white. It is the white. Has to be. Collective. What we feeling? Kamika says collective. We doing collective or you guys want to do card pulls? I'm giving you guys range today. Collective. Collective. I'm seeing collective. Is there shit popping off in the collective, y'all? We need to tap in on collective energy because you know I got y'all bookies. You know I got y'all. Collective. Okay. Hey. I'm here to serve, baby. I'm here to serve. So we're going to collective. Several of y'all said collective. So go ahead, share the live. Let's go ahead and get those taps up. In the meantime, what I'll do is obviously open up in prayer. I'll do 1 or 2 card pulls for somebody, okay? And then we'll go into collective. Fair enough? Fair enough? That way we can get the good flow of energy. Bet. All right, so we're gonna go ahead. Oh, also, let me show y'all something real quick before I go into my collective. So I told y'all I had got a bell, right? I'm gonna show y'all the bell. The bell is cute, but the bell ain't gonna work for me, y'all. So I had to buy another one today, and I'm gonna show you why. Very, very pretty. Okay, she is a beautiful piece, right? Because we said that it had the lotus, right? But something about the ding doesn't feel right to me. And I'm going to show you, right? And I feel like that makes, maybe it's just me, right? But as someone who definitely is tapped in, I just can't utilize every single tool, right? It just doesn't feel right to me. So listen to the bell. I mean, you could hear a little bit, but I haven't even done anything. But listen to it just seems off. So I'm sending this one back, and I got another one coming. So listen. This is not a Madame Divine Bell. This is not a Madame Divine Bell. So this is going back because this is not. I don't like that frequency. You get what I'm saying? It's giving me a low. It's not that high pitch. So therefore, this is going back. But I just wanted to show y'all, right? Yes, she's beautiful, right? She's beautiful. But the energy that it's giving me is not giving me a beautiful energy. So I feel like that was something I wanted to share with y'all before I went into prayer, because I was so excited to have my bell today, and then I was like, this ain't it. You know what I'm saying? There's something up with this bell, and this bell gotta go. So that's exactly what we did. You could definitely tell because the first one literally hit. Yeah. Well, this one is the OG bell. This one is my first bell that I ever got, right? But Kamika, I believe it was Kamika, she went ahead and gifted me the bell that I've had for so long. And if you guys weren't here a couple days ago, I went to the river and I took my bell with me. And when I took my bell with me, I was giving my offerings. And when I went to go ring my bell, the bell had fallen. And I have no idea where it went. Like, I didn't hear it fall in the water. I just heard it drop. So I'm looking everywhere for it and I can't find it. And I was like, okay, you know what? That she wanted the bell. So you know what? If she wants the bell, she gets the bell. And I got another one. So I don't know where that bell went, right? But I'm considering that as part of the offering. If that's what she wants, that's what she's gonna get. All right. Yeah, she wanted the bell, so I gave her the bell. So I went ahead and ordered another one. And hopefully that will come in soon. Within the next 2 days. But yeah, that's what happened with the bell. That's why we don't have the miniature bell, but it's okay because we got the OG here, okay? So let's go ahead and open up in prayer. I appreciate each and every one of you guys tapping the screen. And if you have yet to follow, make sure that you are, okay? Beware of scammers. I will never contact you. That is not me in your DMs. I'm not sending you a message in regards to a reading. I will never contact you, okay? So make sure that you block these frauds because there's a bunch of them. They use my pictures. They use my videos. If you see somebody send you a message, block and report it. Okay, let me go ahead and open up in prayer. I apologize for those with sensory issues. Yes, we use a bell here. All right, we got to clear out that negativity. I got bells up here too. Bad spirits don't like noise. So if your house too quiet and you've been feeling some energy, because trust me, energy can be felt, get you some stuff that's loud. All right. Even wind chimes. I don't know why I'm saying this, right? But maybe somebody needs to do it. Wind chimes outside of your house too. Make sure you make noise because it scares off bad spirits. Padre nuestro que está en los cielos, santificado sea tu nombre. Venga tu reino, hágase tu voluntad en la tierra como en el cielo. Danos hoy nuestro pan de cada día. Perdona nuestra ofensa como también nosotros perdonamos a los que nos ofenden. No nos dejes caer en la tentación, liberados del mal. Amén. Ave María, Dios te salve María, llena eres de gracia, el Señor es contigo. Bendita tú eres entre todas las mujeres y bendito es el fruto de tu vientre Jesús. Santa María, Madre de Dios, ruega por nosotros pecadores, ahora en la hora de nuestra muerte. Amén. Gloria al Padre, al Hijo, al Espíritu Santo, como era en el principio, ahora y siempre, por los siglos de los siglos. Amén, amén, amén. God, above all, I give you thanks for this time, space, and energy that you're aligning me with the collective once again. I ask that you please remove my energy, cover my aura, protect me as I now tap into the frequency and the energy of the collective message. I call upon my angels of divine white light, the archangels that stand with me. I call upon the ascended masters for divine truth, wisdom, knowledge, that expands out to the Akashic records. I call upon Archangel Michael for your divine protection. I ask that you rebuke any and all negative energy, anybody trying to cause any harm to me or to my collective, anybody speaking ill in my name. I ask that you rebuke that energy and all that they've tried to send me in a bad way. We alchemize that energy into positivity, growth, abundance, love, prosperity in all forms for me and the collective. At this time, I call upon my santos, my eguns, my muertos, la gitana que me acompañan, los indios que me rodean, my son three, my grandmother Emilia, my best friend Sierra, as they are the ones who protect us. At this time, I call forward the collective. May we align at the time that we do as we now tap into the collective energy. I ask that you align me with the collective who needs clarity, who needs perspective, anybody trying to grow and evolve on their spiritual journey. I ask that they align with me, whether it's through a share, through the FYP, or if it's on any of the other 4 platforms. We give all thanks we give thanks to our angels, our guides. We give thanks to God for another day that we have on this earth, fulfilling our purpose, fulfilling our needs, our goals. And I just ask that you continue to give us the strength to continue moving forward. Align me with the message, Spirit. Use me as the vessel as I now channel messages from the ethers. Ashe to the ancestors. Ashe to my guides. Ashe in advance. All right, y'all. We are divine collected. All right. If you are here, know that you are here with purpose. Know that we aligned with purpose. Okay, I'm very intentional with everything that I do. If this is your first time viewing me, welcome. We're so happy to have you here, and hopefully it's not the last. All right, my name is Madam Divine. What's up, Lina Bendición? Happy Wednesday. Happy hump day for all of you who believe in that. My name is Madam Divine. I'm an intuitive psychic medium. So I do have gifts to channel messages from those who have crossed over. So if you have a loved one that you would like to get clarity from, I do offer services for mediumship. That is all in my Linktree. I am also a energy healer. I work with Reiki as a form of energy healing. So if that's something that interests you as well, I do provide those services. I am also an intentional jewelry maker, so I do create my own jewelry for protection. I have a whole bunch of waist beads. If that's something that you guys are into, this is the season for them. I get a lot of people around this time who are always asking. So definitely hit me up if that's something that interests you. You can contact me on Instagram. That's where you get connected with me the most. And I also do poetry. Okay, so I have something really cool coming out within the next couple of months. So if that's something that you guys are interested in, if you guys are interested in fitness, just everything healing, I ain't saying I know everything. I ain't saying I'm perfect, right? But I definitely know I'm in alignment with my highest self. So if that's something that you're wanting to emanate, if that's something that you're wanting to, really focus and work on, then this is definitely the collective for you. What I wanted to find about Poppy also. Yeah, definitely hit me up. Waist beads, yeah, definitely. I have a whole bunch on hand and they're all handmade. Today is my Noni's heavenly birthday today. Happy heavenly to your Noni. Well, you guys, welcome. Now that I have said my spiel and we have connected, go ahead and drop your name and zodiac in the chat so we can go ahead and get acclimated, okay? If you are on any of the other platforms, if you're on YouTube, make sure you guys smash that like and subscribe, all right? Don't ever forget to tap in with the Soul Tribe. Make sure you guys set that notification bell so you don't miss out on collective energies. I do post a collective on YouTube, so if that's something that you have to leave and come back, you're more than welcome to go to YouTube and jump to the timestamps, okay? Because I'm pretty big on that. All right, I see a bunch of you guys dropping your zodiac, so let's get acquainted. All right, Madam Divine, big Sag energy, okay? Big Sag energy. Daniela Pisces, welcome. Jackie Libra. Jennifer, Cancer, Maritza, Aries, Rose, Cappy, Lucia, Sagittarius. What's up, twin? We got some more Libra energy. Let's see. Veronica Gemini. I see all of you guys. Well, if you guys are ready for collective energy, go ahead, drop your sunflowers in the chat. If you guys don't know what that is, go ahead and check out your peers. You will see exactly what I'm talking about. One thing about us, this is a healing space for all masculine and feminine energy. So I'm not here to judge or criticize anybody in any type of way. This is an open space. So if you got something going on, no one's going to be judging you, okay? We always like to start with either collective energy or card pulls. Collective energy is just a general message that could be going on in the current energy that could be impacting you. And maybe something out of that reading may resonate with you that will give you the puzzle that you needed to complete your to give you the piece to the puzzle, right? And we also we this is I'm not listen. I can't find the words right to explain when it comes to my collective, but we have such a beautiful soul tribe. Like I kid you not. This is such a supportive soul tribe, and I've been around other collectives where people don't really appreciate the person, the reader. It's just abuse, right? But here is none of that. Here everybody connects. It's just I love the energy. I don't know how else to put it, but I love the energy that the collective exudes, the collective that you know I've built, but collectively with you guys. You get what I'm saying? It's not something that I've done by myself. Word of mouth and having all of you, who truly support me and support the collective is big, and it shows, right? It really shows, because trust me, I've been in other people's lives, other people who also are spiritualists, but they don't have the same energy, and that's okay, right? Their energy may be different, but I'm just saying the energy here, you could feel it, you can sense it, right? It's not something that you have to be around it, 5 years before you can be like, oh yeah, that's real. No, because it's true and genuine energy here, okay? Everything is true and genuine, authentic. Ain't nothing phony over here. We keep it real, right? And there may be situations where, or times where you may not like the message, right? But sometimes we're sometimes we have to have that thick skin, right? Because we may not want to hear what we need to hear, right? And I get that all the time from people, especially people who come in like, months at a time, that will randomly come in and be like, hey, you read me like last year and everything that you said like finally came into fruition. Like, you know what I'm saying? Things like that. When people come back, like, I did my job. I gave you the message and you did whatever it was that you needed to. And if you find your way back to me, ashe, that's how it's meant to be. I'm not the type of person to keep anybody, no clients, nobody, for eternity. That's not my goal. My goal is to teach, to evolve, and to keep pushing forward, right? That's the goal. I'm trying to fix the temperature and the lights, but this will do. All right, collective, let's go ahead and tap in. We're going to go ahead and tap in. If you guys would continue to share the live. All right, we're going to go into collective energy. Holy Spirit, holy angels, divine truth, divine wisdom, divine counsel. I'm using my Spanish deck. I've been using this deck here lately, and I don't know why, but again, if you don't understand what's on the cards, it's fine, right? Sometimes people will go in and they'll see a certain card and they'll be like, oh, I know exactly what that means. That's not what tarot is about. Tarot is about the person who is intuitively giving the message, right? That's what the cards are for. It's not based off of a dictionary, right? Or a definition out of a book. If you guys understand what I'm saying. All right, let's tap in, collective. What's going on in the current energy for the divine collective spirit? Align me with the messages. What is the current energy? What is the current energy for the collective? Okay, so we got a page of wands. A page of wands. So Fire energy. All right, fire energy is here. Aries, Leo, Sagittarius could be prominent. Um, there's some sort of interest. Okay, some sort of interest here is giving a new interest. Hmm. All right. So what I'm getting a lot around this energy, okay? So the collective that I'm picking up right now, the current energy is that there is either something that you're wanting to experience, or maybe like there's a sudden interest to complete something, maybe like this could be a project, this could be an idea, something creative. I'm getting big creative flow energy here. But in order for you to step into that, there's a need for you to walk away or to surrender from something. Okay, because the 6 of Swords is here. So we have air and fire energy, Gemini, Libra, Aquarius, and we also have Aries, Leo, Sagittarius placements here. Um And I feel like it's something that you've kind of like questioned, right? Like, am I capable of walking away? Am I gonna be okay if I walk away? Like, do I have the strength? Because that's what I keep hearing. It's like so many questions revolving around this. It's like you're internalizing a lot in regards to certain things that you need to either distance yourself from or cut off association indefinitely here. All right. Spirit, give me one more energy, please, in regards to this, Spirit. What is this? Yeah, the 4 of Pentacles, Cuatro de Oros. So yeah, it's something that you've been holding on to that I don't think like you're ready to let go of. For whatever reason, this energy that you've been holding on to, it's giving you, or so you think that it's been giving you, some sort of security. Because Spirit is showing me a security blanket. Like a toddler when they get cranky and the only thing that can really soothe them is that their binky or their safety blanket. Like that's what is giving. Is giving very much a codependent energy on something that you're just not ready to walk away from. And this could be even like a form of an addiction, right? And addictions come in all forms. It's not just drug related. It's not just you know behaviors. Addictions can arise in so many different ways. But there's something here that is just like, you have an opportunity to branch off, you have an opportunity to seek out something new and something exciting, but something that you've been holding on to, or maybe an energy that you've been like holding on to, like without really realizing, right? But it's because it's like you subconsciously have become so reliant on this energy that it's like now you're like, damn, like I don't want to let this go. I'm not ready to let this go. I can't. You know what I'm saying? Like, because Spirit is showing me like life support. That's how thick this is, y'all. Okay, this is somebody's energy. Like, it's like, you life support. Like that's what I'm getting. Life support. Like, for it doesn't matter how bad this energy is, whether it's a person, whether it's a thing, it has such a hold on you that it's literally getting in the way of you experiencing other new things. And I'm literally seeing like life support. So that, and when I say that, I don't say that lightly, right? Because life support can mean in so many ways, but the Spirit is showing me a hospital. So that whatever this is, if you don't let it go, it could be detrimental to your physical being. Okay, it could be detrimental to your physical being. So I understand that cutting certain habits off, cutting certain people off, it could do something to you. It could literally cause you to go into this anxiousness. All right. It could literally cause you to go into a deep spiral, right? Of depression, of just a roller coaster of emotions. Cause I'm literally seeing somebody that is not all the way like emotionally stable. It just seems like your emotions your emotions are literally like on the brink of going off. And I think you know this. That's the thing, because it's like you know that you have to walk away, or you have to leave a certain thing behind, a certain person, a certain habit, a certain like you know that this thing is not good for you, because you've seen the ups and downs. You've seen it has rocked your stability. Okay, whatever this is, whatever this habit, whatever this energy is that's surrounding you, collective, I'm telling you right now, is causing you to be unreliable in your own life. You're not able to show up for you. You're not able to show up for other people in your life. And that alone messes with your mental, right? Because then you start questioning yourself, like, I'm not good enough. Like, I can't do this. You know what I'm saying? You start being your own worst enemy. You start talking bad about yourself, and you start professing and proclaiming those words, and you start moving in that energy. You see what I'm saying? It's like it's a loophole. Literally, it's like a damn loophole. And it's like you just keep getting sucked into it for whatever reason. It has you stuck. Like I'm getting like quicksand. You know, like when you once you get into an area where there's quicksand, there's no way. There's no way. You are literally like glue to earth. And the earth is just going to swallow you. If somebody is not there to catch you, the earth is going to swallow you whole. And I feel like the reason why I'm depicting this is because whatever this energy is going to literally drag you into a pit, a black hole. And I'm seeing it right now, y'all. I'm seeing it right now, and it's scary. And I feel like this has been something that has been like really weighing on your mind, right? Because spirit is showing me the 8 of Swords. So that with the 8 of Swords, it's that mental, you're mentally draining your energy, right? But you're also in this energy of having to over analyze and over strategize every next component. That shit is draining. Like, you know what I'm saying? Just me explaining the energy is draining to my spirit right now. You know what I'm saying? I'm getting a little agitated because you're getting agitated. You're like, damn, I keep telling myself this, and I know that this is not good for me, but for whatever reason, I can't let it go. It's just consuming me whole. It's like become a part of me. It's like you've accepted that part of you. It's this dark shadow, because all I keep seeing is like a dark shadow that's overcasted the collective. Okay. But the crazy thing though, if you think about the 8 of Swords, right? When she's wrapped around in the classic tarot, right? She's got like it looks like ribbon or rope that is wrapped around her, right? But if she wasn't so stuck in her head, she would literally realize that the ropes are loose enough for her to escape this entrapment, right? Because with the look, I have to show you guys so you guys know exactly what I'm talking about, because some of you guys are not familiar with tarot, right? So I can't assume that you guys know. So let me find you the 8 of Swords, okay? Because that's the card spirit is showing me. For those that are not familiar, I just, some people are visionaries. Some people have to see it, right? And I'm like that. I'm a learner like that. Here it is. I'm gonna show YouTube real quick. You see the ropes? The ropes are literally wrapped around her, but the ropes are also loose enough where she can escape. She can get away from whatever is causing her mental anguish, whatever is causing her to feel isolated, whatever is causing her to overanalyze what is going on in her energy, in her field. The ropes aren't tight, right? But because she's trapped here, she's not able to feel, she's not able to sense, right? And that's another thing too. When you're in your mental so much, sometimes you lose sight of the actual physical, right? You could feel ropes on you, right? But if you're mentally stuck in your head, trust and believe you forgot the ropes are even there. Are you guys picking up what I'm putting down? I hope, right? Because she got a whole bunch of swords behind her, right? She's got a whole bunch of swords behind her. So this is all that mental anguish, everything that you've been stressing, worrying about, um, everything that you've been considering, plans, goals, whatever it is that you're trying to calculate in your head, you also have the ability to get out. You don't always have to be in your head. You could use your mind for other things outside of just thinking. You could put those thoughts into motion, right? Those ropes aren't keeping you stuck in any type of way. That blindfold is not keeping you from seeing things, because a blind person does not need a visual to actually see something. Okay? Take it however you want to take it, however you want to see it, right? But that's exactly how faith works, right? A lot of people want to see things to believe that it does exist, but no, it's the opposite. You need to believe it to see it. That is the actual theory. You need to believe to see. So if you could believe that whatever this holds, that is keeping you in this position where you feel like there is nowhere to turn but in your mind, I can solely guarantee that that's not the case whatsoever. There is another opportunity for you to get out of this, right? um because I hear this all the time too. Like, if you were in a situation that, and this is not funny, but people joke about it all the time, where they'll be like, well, if I was kidnapped, I would talk the kidnapper's head off until they took me out of the car, like they couldn't take it no more. That's not how that shit works. You know what I'm saying? You gotta be strategic. Like, if you're trying to live, trust me, if you're trying to fight for your life, and that's the thing too, right? When it comes to life, yes, life can be so consuming. Life can be so much at times that it could literally cause you to question, like, is this what I really signed up for? Like, do I really want to continue pushing myself through this? Is it worth it? Like, I know a lot of people have been there before, right? But the thing about life is it doesn't stop, right? Life don't stop for nobody. Life continues. People die all the time. People are born all the time, right? Like, it's a circle of life. Things are going to continue to repeat. But you have an opportunity to view things from a different viewpoint, right? Because there's a lot of people that wish, right? There's a lot of people that wish that they could be here today and do whatever it is that you're doing, right? And it's so crazy because spirit is bringing this line to me. It was talking about um the way that we live life. We're already born into this belief system that at one point we're going to die, right? We've all heard this, even as kids, right? Like, you're born and then you have your birthday and then you have your death date, right? But let's just say, right, that was just a theory, and realistically we don't die. Now everyone who thought that they were going to die is now anxious and scared because they have to live forever. Their life is eternity. You see how it flips? Do you see the psychology in that? You have this thought that you're going to die, right? But then somebody reverses it to you and they're like, hey, when they said that you were going to die, that's actually a lie. You're actually going to live for eternity. You don't get to die. You're going to start panicking. You're going to start panicking. Now you don't want to live. You know what I'm saying? It's like it's polar opposites. And I don't know why we are like this, but we are like this. So whatever this is, collective, again, it has gotten to the point where it has gotten in the way of not just your stability, but it also has gotten in the way of you becoming your best version of yourself. Okay, that because that's the goal. The goal is to be the higher version of yourself, not to stay stuck stagnant doing and repeating the same cycles over and over with Tom Hooligan. You know what I'm saying? Like, there comes a point in life where you have to accept, like, okay, am I going to stay here or am I going to take a chance and elevate? Right? Am I going to stay here? Do I feel comfortable here? I've been okay. Things have been good. I'm happy. But am I going to stay here or am I going to elevate? Is there something else that I need to do to elevate, right? And in most cases, those that to continue to elevate, those are the ones that are going to understand the journey in itself, because it is a journey. It is a journey. You can't stay stuck to attachments. And this right here is a proven example that you're being tested. You're being tested through your attachments. You're being tested by whatever it is that has got you on a basically like that has got you where you're falling victim for it. But at the end of the day, we're not victim. We're not victim. We're elevating. Those who are elevating in spirit are not victims, okay? Y'all just want to paint yourself as a victim, and that's where that accountability comes into play, right? Because not everybody can take accountability for their faults, their actions, or their behaviors. Some can, though. Some can. But obviously there's a codependent energy here that is not allowing you to propel forward in your life. And that's where, spirit is like, all right, what are you going to do? You know what the issue is. You know what is going on. You know what you need to do, but you're okay with doing this. You're okay. And you could be ambitious, you could be creative, you could have whatever goals it is that you want, but you won't be able to fulfill it, or they will never be able to fulfill you, because this very thing is keeping you stuck. And that's terrible, right? That's a terrible feeling. Like, knowing that you have so many creative ideas, so many creative projects, so many wonderful things that you could bring into light, not just for you, but for those that follow you, your generation, right? Or not even the generation, just leaving a legacy behind that will not only enhance you as a person, but the people that surround you, right? That is the goal. That is, if you guys don't know what the goal is, that is the goal, right? Because there's so much hatred, there's so much dark evil. You know what I'm saying? The whole point of the vibration, excuse me, the whole point of the collective, look, somebody's trying to block me. They know that don't work here. I'm gonna speak my truth now. I'm gonna speak my truth. But the whole goal of the collective is to raise the frequency. Because when you raise the frequency, we become a better planet. We become better as a society. We become better at just excelling, right? They talk about MAGA and all that. No, it's not MAGA. This is spiritual. This is spiritual. Everything that's going on right now is spiritual, whether you want to see it or not, right? But the whole purpose of the collective is to raise the frequency. Not everyone is going to agree, but not everybody is ready to elevate their spirit. And that's where the journey begins. Not everybody's going to go on that journey with you. So that's why I say, are you going to continue letting these things or letting these people hold you back from you propelling forward in your future, for you creating a better future for yourself, for your loved ones, for society as a whole? Is it worth it? Is it worth holding this stuff? That was a lot off 3 cards, y'all. Yeah, you got, listen, we got the 8 of Pentacles, okay? Lo ocho de oros with the sota de palos. So we have the 8 of Pentacles and the Page of Wands. So again, you guys are willing and able to do the work. You're willing and able to do the work. That's not the problem. You're a hard worker, okay? You're not a lazy person whatsoever. You're a hard worker. But you could work yourself to death and you still won't be able to accomplish certain things because of whatever this is, this energy that's holding you back. That it's no benefit to you. Whatever this energy is, okay? I had to burn another incense. But yeah, 8 of Pentacles. Why is it 8 of Pentacles here? With the 7 of Wands. Listen, y'all. I'm gonna keep it a stack. Look, with the 6 of Pentacles. Look how you guys are coming off. Look at y'all. Look at y'all. Isn't that almost the same depiction as this? Not only is you stressed and worried in your mind, but you also stressed and worried about all your materials. Look at that. Stressed. Stress is not the word, y'all. Stress is not the word. Like anguish. Okay. It's like you guys are so worried. You've done so much work. You've helped so many other people. Okay. Let's talk about it. You've helped so many people, especially those that you consider family, those that, you consider an actual loved one, a lover, whatever the case may be, right? Because the 6 of Cups is here. All right. But the 6 of Cups is in reverse. And we have I'm just going to be honest. All right. I'm going to say it. I'm going to say it. I'm going to say it. I said what I said. Okay. Whoever it applies to, take it how it resonates. Okay. Again, I'm just going to say it. I'm just going to say it. But a lot of you, knowing that you had to step away, you let your guard down, right? You let your guard down, your defensive walls, whatever it is that you had protecting yourself, this whole energy here, it literally, like, as soon as that comes in, it's like no boundaries. No boundaries. Oh, boundaries what? They don't exist. Out the window, out the door. That's very irresponsible. And I'm gonna say this, right? It's irresponsible because when you set boundaries or you set expectations and standards, you set them for a reason. There was a reason, a purpose behind you setting that expectation. And it's even been, I'm telling you, this is people that are really close to you. And it's just like, for whatever reason, you know the type of energy that they've been exuding, you know what they've been up to, but for whatever reason, you just can't let go. And it's stressing you. It's stressing you because for a lot of you, you could also be somebody that is supporting this, right? Whatever this habit is, whatever this energy is, you could be supporting this. So that's like an added burden, right? That you weren't anticipating, that you didn't think that you would have to be responsible for, right? Because that's what it also seems like, right? That you're having to be responsible for this energy or this habit, whatever it is. And now stressing you out because financially you're, again, that stability is not there, right? So this can also cause you, this habit or this person could cause you to lose out on certain opportunities because you're too busy in that other energy. Your focus is not where it needs to be. It's pretty much what this is boiling down to. You can have a big heart all day, right? I understand you love people wholeheartedly, right? But you need to love yourself. You need to love yourself, period. You should always take care of yourself, because when you take care of yourself, you have plenty to help other people. But if you're distinguishing your energy, if you're not looking out for you, you're going to continue to be the last one every single time. You're always going to be looking at everybody else. Everybody else is evolving, and here you are still at the bottom. Still at the bottom. And it's crazy. I don't know what this show is called, right? I think it's a movie or a show. I don't remember the name. Some of you may, I don't know, you may have come across it, whatever the case may be, but I'm going to explain to you the concept of the movie. So basically there is platforms, okay? Literal platforms. And on each platform, there is a pair of two people, okay? Pair is two. And in the center, okay, and I'm telling you, these are several platforms, like thousands and thousands of platforms. There's people, right, that wake up after being sedated because obviously they have no recollection of how they got there, right? And in the middle is like a chute. And in this chute, each platform, not each platform, certain platforms from the bottom will be able to receive the food. Okay. And it got to the point that the people that were all the way at the bottom were the most, it was glue to me because they had access to the food first. But once it got to the other platforms up at the top, it was literally like junk. The food, they couldn't eat it, and people were eating off of this. Like after the first platform was done, it will go to the next platform, and that's, you get what I'm saying? So the people at the top didn't have anything. At times it would be like an apple core, right? Just to give you context of the movie. So basically what I was getting from that is, because Spirit was showing me those platforms and they brought me back to that movie. um People will continue to pass you by, right? They will continue to elevate, and by the time the opportunity gets to you, there's no opportunity. It's already washed down. You know what I'm saying? The opportunity that you could have gotten didn't reach you in time because of these distractions, these toxic habits, these people, whatever the case may be. Do you guys understand what I mean? Like when I explain that? Hopefully I wasn't running in circles, right? Because I had to explain the whole dynamic of the platforms and how they broke it down in the movie. I didn't watch the whole thing, right? But that is a significant part of the movie that Spirit brought to me as the analogy. Um with the six of pentacles, if you continue in that energy, I'm telling you, you're going to stress is something that's really big right now. Stress and worry, I'm picking up on that from you. But again, you have so many opportunities available to you, and they may not be as big, right? But an opportunity is an opportunity. And what you do with that opportunity, you could turn a small opportunity into the biggest opportunity of your life. You just gotta know. You just got to know how to work that opportunity, right? It could be a blessing or it could be something mediocre. It's solely up to you. And look, we have the Queen of Cups. We have a Queen of Cups here. And then the King of Cups is also at the bottom of the deck. But if that comes out again, I'll let you guys know. The Queen of Cups with the Page of Pentacles. So we have the Page of Wands and the Page of Pentacles. I'm getting new, okay? There's opportunities left and right, okay? What's up, Lisa? There's opportunities left and right. And you have the heart. You have the heart, you have the motivation, you have the drive to do it. But you got to walk away. You got to walk away. You got to cut ties. You need to end whatever distraction, whatever behavior, whatever habit, whatever person, whatever this is, you know exactly how it fits in your story collective. All right. But you have the opportunity to really put forward some good energy. Okay. And it's time for you to make that decision, that choice. You're going to fight yourself. Yeah. You're going to fight yourself because there's two knights here, right? And they're up for battle. This decision, this choice is not going to be something that's going to be made easy. No. Again, you've been weighing those options for a very long time. You've been weighing those options. So and basically this is just to show you how you come up, right? Like you end up fighting yourself, right? That's you and your mirror fighting each other. Because you know that whatever this energy is not good for you. But it's like your good, your shadow and your shadow side and then your light side, right? You know how those weigh. That shadow sometimes feels good for the moment, right? But that light energy is what's going to carry you through those dark ones, right? You got to embody both of those energies. So again, it is going to be a tough decision, right? But at the end of the day, we all have a choice. What's up, Mama Bendición? We all have a choice. We all have a choice, and that choice can ultimately shift perspectives for you in a good way or in a bad way, right? So there's really a need for you. Again, the Eight of Cups in reverse, it's like you're not wanting to release whatever emotional baggage, and it's going to take some time. I'm not even going to hold you. This is going to require some work, okay? Because this is something that you're holding on to, and I feel like this is also something that you feel like it fulfills you emotionally, but it's not filling a void whatsoever. It's very temporary, whatever this is. Look, we have the Lovers card here. Gemini energy. We're in Gemini season. Happy birthday, Gem. And the Queen of Swords. Yeah, so for some of you, this could even be in certain relationships. Like you're just needing to make a choice and really set the tone. You got to set the boundary. You got to set the tone. Because whatever this is not it's not in balance. It's just causing you to be very conflicted. Okay, again, the mind, there's a lot of swords here, so that tells me that the collective has really been you've been internalizing a lot of things. You've been really in your head. And that alone has been a jail sentence, and being in your head. Again, those ropes aren't tied all the way. You can walk away at any given point in time. But it takes willpower to do that. And not saying that you can't do it from one moment to another, but it takes time to master that. It's an art to detach, to learn the styles of detachment and be okay. That takes time to master. It doesn't just happen like that. It requires a lot of work. All right. Let's get some final messages, Spirit. Yeah, it's time to take a pause. It's time to reset. It's time to rejuvenate your spirit. For a lot of you, for a lot of you, your intuition has been off. You haven't been able to see because again, this whatever this is has been literally like, I hate to say it, but it's been like de-riding you. You know what I'm saying? Like, when you're on the highway and somebody's just riding your bumper, like that's exactly what this is coming out as. Um you're not able to think thoroughly. Um you missing signs, you know what I'm saying? Like you're losing sleep, like you're not moving in the energy that you need to, okay, is what I'm hearing. Again, the 3 of Swords, more sword energy again. Some of you guys could have heavy air sign in your big 3. But a lot of you are really kind of like stuck on the pain, it's like you want to be stuck in that energy. Like you're not you're I'm not saying don't relive it, right? But when you stay in that energy, you become that energy. When you're healing, yes, you have to revert back to those um to those memories, right? So that you can heal, right? Because how something transpired may not be exactly what it was, right? And let me explain. Everyone has experienced trauma in their own way, okay? In whatever way that a human has experienced trauma, everyone has experienced trauma. And the more traumatized you get, the more when things actually happen to you, it's like you don't remember exactly how it happened. You know what I'm saying? Like over time, it's like things don't align of what it was, right? Like telephone. You play telephone with somebody and you tell them a word and it keeps going to the next person until it gets to the end. But usually when it gets to the end, it's not what the original person said. You know what I'm saying? And I that's not for everybody, right? But again, I feel like whoever's energy I'm picking up, if you are going to therapy or thinking about therapy, there's a technique that there's a technique that is utilized to help with those traumatic experiences, and it's called EDMR, if I'm not mistaken. So if that's resonating with you and you've been thinking about going to a therapist to seek help through this situation, whatever is going on, especially when it comes to your healing, I would recommend EDMR. So E as in Echo, D as in Dino, um, M as in Michael, and then R as in Robert. EDMR. If somebody wants to put it in the chat for somebody, that would be great. But that is a technique that is utilized to take you back to that memory, to that moment, and heal and release that memory, release that trauma. Um, because it's hard. Healing is hard. I'll tell you that. Healing is hard. Not everybody is willing or able to accept it, but those that do understand exactly what I'm talking about, and sometimes you need outside assistance, right? Because healing isn't linear. The way I heal is not going to be the same way you heal, and vice versa. So there is definitely a need for to regroup and rest, especially when it comes to the mind. Okay. If you've been feeling very overstimulated, I'm talking to you. You got to take your rest. Drink plenty of water, get plenty of sleep. Okay? Um yeah, the Emperor in reverse. For a lot of you, this is really taking you off. All right? This has literally taken off Whatever progress that you had, I feel like this kind of stumps your growth. I'm not even gonna lie. With the Emperor in reverse, it's like you kind of lost control of the situation. But it's okay. It's okay. Just because you lost control of the situation doesn't mean that you can't get that control back, right? It's just going to require patience. It's going to require consistency. It's going to require dedication. It's going to require faith over everything. It's going to require all of that. Um, because there is a choice, there is a decision that you need to make. And whatever path that you choose to make is solely up to you, right? But if you want to continue on this path, knowing that this very thing is holding you back from all the success, all the stability, all the happiness, all that you could ever imagine, if you're okay with allowing that to get in the way, then by all means, right? I'm not here to persuade you to do anything different. I'm only here to deliver the message. What you do with that is solely up to you, right? But again, you have two different paths. Which one are you going to take? Are you going to align over here? Or are you going to misalign over here? Knowing, right? Are you going to take a risk? What? And you've already got plenty of stuff on your mind, collective. You know what I'm saying? You've already got so much on your mind. So it really wouldn't even matter if you continue to think thoroughly, because that's all you keep doing. But your mind is so depleted at this point that it's just like, you're just going to make a choice just to make it, and that's not how it is. You're going to continue losing that way. All right? So there's a need for you to really, tap in with yourself. Like, are you ready to take that step? Are you going to take that leap of faith? Are you going to go where you're going to grow and flourish, evolve, become a better version of yourself, be a better frequency for those that surround you? And let me tell you something. When you're moving in a higher vibration, a higher frequency, there's not much that you have to do. And let me explain. When you're vibrating at a frequency that is in a divine light energy, right? The more that you elevate, the more that you work on your spirit, the more shadow work you do, the more healing you do, the more unbothered you become, right? Because you start living your life without a care in the world of what anybody has to say, right? You live your life authentically how you want. And without you noticing, somebody's going to peep that. And without you having to do anything, right? Again, you just being authentically you just changed somebody's life because they needed to see that. Because the thing with people these days is that they've lost so much hope in humanity that it's very rare to see that energy unfold or unravel. It's a very rare occasion when you meet people like that. And the only reason why I say this is because I had a friend of mine who told me that out of nowhere. I wasn't even expecting that, right? But when I was told that, I took it. I thanked for the, for because it was a compliment. And basically what this person said was, you know, you're a really cool person. You have like you're like one of the coolest people I've ever met in my life. And I said, well, what do you mean by that? And they were like, because you're you. And the things that you do, like, you don't understand. Just by you doing it or you saying certain things, like, I now want to implement that into my life. And that to me was big, right? Because it's not coming from just anybody, right? But even if it was just coming from somebody, like, I would still feel like, you know like, wow, you know what I'm saying? Like, and I don't mean it in like a inspired way, because you can inspire people, right? But when you're just in your own energy and you show up for people, right, with no judgment, You're not over here like you're just a listening ear. You're observant. I would call myself very observant, right? Because before I used to react, before I was healed. But I call myself observant. And as a healer too, and in my healing journey, I've realized that I've got two ears for a reason. And maybe I should listen more than what I'm speaking. And the more that I started adapting that theory is when things started making more sense for me, because I didn't have to I didn't have to fake it. I didn't have to act a certain way. I didn't have to do any of that. I just presented myself who I was. Let me take this off real quick. Because my phone is dying. I don't want the to live the end. But what I'm saying is so much validity. But the fact that I'm, just presenting myself who I am in my authentic self and showing up the way that a real person would, right? Who actually gives a fuck about you. It's a rare thing to witness these days because a lot of people don't stick around. A lot of people are just there for surface level. They're just there to get whatever it is that they want, right? But that wasn't the case here. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's a true genuine friendship. So, when this person told me that, I was like, I was in awe, right? Because that I didn't have to point a finger and tell this person, "Oh, you're doing all this wrong." You don't think a person knows when they're doing something wrong? But that's the thing with people these days, is like they feel like they have to call you out on it in order for you to change it. And sometimes you don't even need to say nothing. And that's what happened here. I didn't say nothing, didn't move in any type of way. I'm just listening, right? But the fact that this person felt that there were certain things that I did just on a regular, and they were like, "You know what? I would feel better about myself if I started doing that too. Maybe I should start incorporating that into my life." That's how change is made, ladies and gentlemen. And I'm telling you, when I was in relationships, right? And this is about to get real personal, but when I was in relationships before my healing stage, I would I would talk until I was blue in the face for somebody to hear me out, right? About something that they did to me or made me feel. And it wasn't until, again, that I finally became okay with my own solitude, right? That I realized that there's no need for me to over explain, right? If you get it and you comprehend, then you get it. And if you don't, it's simple. I'm not going to overly exert my energy and make someone see something from my perspective when clearly we're not on the same frequency or vibration. And in this case, I didn't have to say a word. I didn't have to say one word. Just me showing up being me. No expectations, observing, and not reacting. And in those actions, it literally caused someone to change and implement newer newer things into their life, things that they would have never done otherwise had they not seen me, right? And that's the biggest thing too, especially when you're walking a spiritual life, whether it's religious or whether it's free spirit. Everybody is different, but in order to be a beacon of light, you must exude and be a role model. And I think that's where it gets hard for people, because a lot of people aren't okay with living a righteous life. And it's not an easy life. But I will say this: in my time of solitude, in my time of reflection, in my time of healing, I have learned to maneuver so many things differently in my life that I'm okay. I'm okay with being by myself. I actually enjoy my company. I do. I enjoy my company so much because for the longest, I was around people who betrayed me. You know what I'm saying? Who betrayed me, who lied to me, who deceived me. I was surrounded by so many people who really weren't about me. I had so many people who were envious, who were in competition with me. I had so many of those people around me. And I felt the loneliest. And when I tell you I felt alone, I felt alone. And the reason why I felt alone is because I didn't have enough love for myself because I gave all my love away to everybody else. And that's what I mean by giving from an empty cup because no one's going to get you up. It's only you. It's your responsibility. Your healing is your responsibility. And that's something that I noticed in my solitude, that I am the loneliness that I felt back then as opposed to the loneliness now. There's no comparison because I actually love my company. I actually love being by myself. I actually love doing things on my own, right? And yeah, granted, I would love to have people around me, but I'm selective. That's the difference. I'm selective with who I allow to be in my energy and who I allow myself to exchange energy, right? Whether it's a conversation, whether it's a relationship, whether it's connections, whatever the case may be, I am selective because I know who I am. I'm a beacon of light. And there are so many people out there that will try to dim it because they think that they can. But the difference is, I love myself so much that I'm always going to choose myself. And it took me that time of solitude and that time of reflection to see that I was the love that I wanted the entire time. The love that I was so desperately looking for was in me. I just had to figure it out. I had to tap in within myself, especially when it got uncomfortable, right? Because again, loneliness, however you envision it, is different for everybody else, right? But a lot of people can't do things on their own, but it's because they haven't tried to figure out who they are, right? And when you don't know who you are, of course, you're going to be uncomfortable. Because if you're around somebody that you don't know, you're going to be uncomfortable. But imagine being in your own skin and being uncomfortable. That shit is aggravating as fuck until you check in. You're like, you know what? I've had enough of trying to figure out who you are. I think it's time that I need to study you. And that's exactly what I did. That's exactly what I did for a long time. I started studying myself. I started studying my chart. I started asking myself questions, like really digging deep, right? To figure out, because for the longest, I would have so many people try to tell me about me. And I'm like, I understand that people experience you, right? But all these people shouldn't have so much opinions about who I am. Let me go figure out what it is that they're saying. And some of what they said was valid, but some of it was false. It was just projections that they were pouring onto me. So that's why I say reflection. It is very important to tune into your own frequency and your own vibration. Know who you are. So you don't have other people trying to come in and tell you who you are. Because that's where you fuck up. That's where you fuck up. Your power is knowing who you are. And when you know who you are, you operate differently. And like I said, I didn't have to do nothing. All I had to do was show up and be me. Show up and be me, my true authentic self. The person that you see here, the person that y'all tap in with every day, ain't I'm not there's no character that I'm depicting to be. I am who I am. You know what I'm saying? There's no, you know, like, I don't know how else to say it. Like, I am me. I am me. If I say that I am that's exactly what I am. You know what I'm saying? Like it's no mystery. Even though people will view it as a mystery, right? Because people will view me as mysterious, but I feel like that's a lot with a lot of light seers, right? Because you wouldn't pick that. Like if you were to see me out in public, right? You probably wouldn't pick up that I was somebody that did this. I don't think so. You would pick up that I'm spiritual, right? But it's not until I start opening my mouth that you realize, like, ooh, this person's intelligent. And not just intelligent, but emotional intelligence. That's different, right? That's on a whole different level. And I'm somebody that's very knowledgeable. All right. And when people start talking to me, they freak out because they can sense that energy, right? But again, it's that light energy. I can't hide my light energy. If you come across me, it's for a reason. It's either for me to shine a light on what's going on, right? Or for you to feel a shift in energy, right? Because you won't understand. And this is something too, right? That if you really think about it, you'd be like, yo, that makes sense. But if you didn't cross paths with somebody that was in a high vibrational state, you would never know that there was something more, right? Because it's something about that energy. When you come across somebody that is like highly spiritual, highly gifted, you can feel it off rip. Just off rip conversation, you could tell there is something unique about this person. I can't pinpoint it, but there is something unique about this person, and now I'm intrigued. Right? And then once that person is intrigued, right? They want to know a little bit more. But once you go in a little more, it freaks them out. And they're like, nah. I'm not with it. I'm not with it. But it's because you see right through them. It's because you read energy. You see right through them, right? And a lot of people, they're not used to that. Why? Because they're used to being around people who are okay with being imposters. Okay. They are used to people who are okay with lying. They're okay with people who always got something up their sleeve, right? They're always around people that aren't who they say they are. They just mask. You get what I'm saying? They try to appear as something that they're not. And they see it, right? But even when they see it, right? There's a lot of people again with that six of swords. You know that they ain't good for you. You know that they're not in alignment with you, but for whatever reason, you keep them around. You keep them around, right? Because it's uncomfortable getting to know other people, right? In this day and age, people don't like getting to know people. People don't like getting to know people. Guess what? When it comes to me, yeah, I've already said I've been in solitude. I've been in solitude for a couple years, right? After being in a relationship since the age of 14 up until my 30s, right? From different relationships, right? And very minimal gaps in between, but I was always in a relationship. But one thing about being in solitude that has taught me something is that one, my worth, right, is not deemed off of anybody else's how they perceive me, right? Because that was something big for me too, right? Because I have an abandonment wound, and that abandonment wound comes from my father, right? So it gets triggered a lot when I had what's up, Queen? Hey, you guys, follow my girl. Follow my girl. Okay, Mary Luna. She is a beautiful reader on here. Beautiful energy. I love her so much. So make sure you guys follow her, okay? But what I was saying was um when you start aligning with people who are highly spiritual, it freaks people out, right? Because they're not used to being around a divine frequency, someone who is very much in tune with source, right? And it could be scary sometimes. It could be very scary, right? Because it's not something that you're used to. um and that's the thing with spiritual people. Like for me, I don't have no friends, right? I don't have no friends. I have y'all, right? But that's different. When I talk about friends, I don't be having people who come over my place, right? Typically, when I go out, it's either, once in a blue with maybe one or two friends. And these are people that I trust in my corner. But I'm able to build my friends up, right? And that's taking some time, right? Just because I'm healed doesn't mean that I'm surrounded by a bunch of people. No. The more you heal, the more that you tap in spiritually, the more you elevate, the less people are going to be around you. And the more you're going to be attuned with your soul tribe. That's the whole point, right? When you are moving in energy of spirit, you're supposed to be elevating your spirit, and not everything of the world is for you to experience. So that's why the art of detachment is very important, because once you choose a spiritual path and you choose to walk by faith, you can no longer do the same things that you did previously. You can no longer be with the same associations, right? You can no longer be the person that you were. That's the whole point of a spiritual journey, right? Because what was is no longer what it is. Who you are now does not emanate the person that you were 6 months ago. That's the whole part about walking a spiritual journey. So if you really say you're walking the spiritual journey and the spiritual path, then you need to understand that that comes with a lot of cutting loose ends. When you walk the spiritual path, that requires you to walk away from many things. When you walk a spiritual path, it requires you to release all emotional baggage. It requires you to heal. It requires you to show up for yourself. That is the spiritual path. The spiritual path is to bring you back to who you are. And who you are is who God deemed you to be, right? At the time of conception, when you came through that birth canal, everything that you said that you were going to do is zapped. You don't remember nothing. But that's the beauty in life, right? As you evolve and as you go through the experiences that you signed up for, you learn the lesson and you level up to the next step, right? But some of those lessons continue to reoccur because you're failing to see a lesson, or you are comfortable in your own position, or you're just not ready to heal. But again, healing isn't linear. Healing, everybody does healing differently. You have some people who heal and you have some that never do, right? But guess what? Those that never do, trust me, they're going to come back another lifetime and they're going to have to do it all over again. That's the whole purpose. Okay? So I know I went off a little bit, but it all ties together, right? If you're walking a spiritual path, then you have to understand that there are detachments that are going to have to occur. And you're just going to have to be okay with it. Okay? Fear is just a reminder that you actually care. All right? You cannot allow fear to stop you or stump your growth. If you want to do something, it's all in your mind. And that's something that Merluna was saying in her live earlier today when she was talking about like finances. A lot of people will say, "Oh, I'm broke." Like some people will come in here and be like, "Oh, you're so spot on. I wish I could, pay for a reading, but I'm broke." And in those moments, that's when I say, no, you're not broke. You're rich in spirit, right? Because it's the way that you profess and use your words that will literally set the tone and bring in that energy. So if you're telling yourself that you're broke, trust me, mijita, that's exactly what you're calling in, is broke energy. No opportunities, no money, no nothing. But if you're over here putting it out into the universe, this is coming to me, then that's exactly what's going to come to me. If you have it set in your mind, look, my finances, my career, my wealth is my birthright. And because it's my birthright, it belongs to me. All I need to do is cease to exist. My existence is enough for my abundance to come in. When you start affirming that way, trust and believe the universe is going to flip the script on you, right? Because if it's your birthright, it has no choice but to show up at your door. If it's your birthright, it's yours. Nobody else's, it's yours. Signed, sealed, delivered. That is your package. That is for you to receive, right? But it's all in divine timing. So again, if your mindset is lacking, because in this reading collective, a lot of you were stuck in your mental. But again, you keep yourself trapped there, right? You could use this mind. Imagine what you could do with all the thinking, over analyzing that you do. Just imagine what you could do when you really put your mind to do lucrative things, right? To raise your frequency, but also elevate your lineage, elevate your generational like lineage, right? All those that follow after you, right? Like y'all don't understand. A lot of these situations are generational, right? Somebody either cursed your grandparent, cursed your great grandparents, cursed your great uncle, right? And because of that curse, because of how they were living and their karmic energy, that affected the bloodline. And if that's something that you resonate with, then guess what, beloved? You are the chosen one to break the chain. You are the one where it's supposed to end. So again, are you going to allow these things to control you? Are you going to allow these things to maneuver you? Or are you going to accept defeat? Or are you actually going to put in, you know what I'm saying? Are you actually going to surrender to the energy? Are you going to let this go? Because you know this is the very thing you got to let go. Whatever this energy is, whether it's a habit, whether it's a person, whether it's an addiction, whatever the case may be, you know what's holding you back. You know what's stopping your growth. But for whatever reason, you're so codependent on this that you're needing to be put on life support because that's the only way that you're able to propel forward in life. But no, that's not how it is. You did not come into this world to be used as a crutch or for you to be using a crutch in life. No, life is meant to be experienced. Life is meant to be explored. Stop limiting your experiences, stop limiting your opportunities for something that's not even worth it. And I mean that wholeheartedly, okay? Wherever you're watching from, collective, don't allow anybody to stump your growth, not even yourself. Because I'm telling you, that mental anguish, that depression, that anxiety, it will swallow you whole. It will literally swallow you whole. And I'm telling you right now, that's not where you want to go. All right. And it's not by coincidence that we aligned when we aligned, right? Because I always say there will be a message for somebody whenever they get it, whether it's live or whether you guys watch it after the live. But a lot of people are going through this, right? There's always something that's stopping you. But I'm telling you, y'all have so many opportunities. You guys have such beautiful energy. You guys have so much to create, right? Like I'm getting like a very inspired energy. Like your energy can inspire in so many ways, right? Your energy alone can work wonders, not just for you but for multiple people, a collective. So it's solely based on you. Let's not be at war with ourselves, because that's where you lose. You're never going to win that war. A war against yourself, you're never gonna win. I'm telling you right now, beloved, you're not gonna win. All right. Feel what you feel. Heal whatever it is that you need to heal. Okay. Accept what you can no longer control. Release and surrender to the energy. Give it up to God. Give it up to God. If this is something that you're really struggling with, give it up to God. God, if you really don't want me to do this anymore, show me a sign. Be real direct. Use a password. Use a password. If you want to be real direct and you want to know if spirit really, really fucking with you, I'm telling you right now, use a password. If you want if you want the answer by yourself, right? A password between you and God. Between you and God. God, I'm going to be real specific with you. If you want me to cut this habit out of my life for good, I need you to prove to me that you can hear me. Right? Because again, y'all want to see to believe it, but it's reverse. You need to believe it to see it. That's how faith works. Right? So you need to have a conversation with your source, whoever you deem that to be, and you say, look, I really want to know if this is real. And if it's real, I'm going to come up with a password. And you're going to present that password to me. Then I will move accordingly. Right? And I can solely guarantee, beloved, that you will get the clarity just like that. Because God don't play. God don't play. Spirit don't play. Okay? Spirit don't play. So if you really want to tap in and see if this shit is real, then I suggest that you open up in prayer and you talk to the divine and you have a conversation. Da 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 is happening in my life. I want to do this. I want to do that. But I'm facing some obstacles. Please direct me and show me a sign. Let me know if this is what I need to do. Should I go to path A or should I take path B? And if it's path B, then this is the password. And that password, you'll either see it visually, right? You'll see whatever word that you decide, right? It could be rabbit, it could be water. I mean, not water, but it could be like a significant, like Twinkies. You know what I'm saying? Like something specific that you thought of. It could be different words mixed up together, right? Whatever it is, could be cat lady. Doesn't matter, right? Know that that is your keyword. And you will receive that message when you least expect it. But it will be the moment that you need to see it. Okay? You won't even be looking for it, right? Because when you be looking for it, that's when you start looking for shit, that's when you, because when you start looking for shit, that's like you chasing. And one thing we don't do is we don't chase, we attract. So you have the conversation, set the tone, be very intentional. This is the word. Okay, no ifs, ands, or buts. This is the exact word. I need you to show me this word to confirm and validate what I need to know moving forward. That's it. All right. That's a tip for y'all. All right. Um, so yeah, that's what I have for y'all, collective. That's what's coming up in the energy. Something with eyes too. Somebody might need to get their eyes checked. All right. Because my eyes got blurry here for a moment. Or there's eyes on you. All right, because they're starting to itch, like burn. So there may be eyes on you too, collective. So make sure that you're protecting yourself, make sure that you're cleansing on a regular, calling back your power at all times, of course. And yeah, like I said, make sure that you connect. All right. That's the biggest thing. Um that's the biggest thing that I could tell anybody, right? Anybody walking their spiritual path. It doesn't matter if you just started walking your spiritual path today or if you've been walking your spiritual path, right? But the most divine connection that you're going to have is with the Most High. You can't expect to walk a spiritual life without being divinely connected with the Most High. And that's no cap. Okay, so if you're really trying to take this serious, if you're really trying to elevate your spirit, if you're really wanting to heal and let go of the trauma and everything that you experienced, the deception, the look, I'm telling you it is possible because you're looking at somebody who did it. I'm not all the way healed, but I'm healed. I will say that. I'm not all the way healed, but I am healed. And it took a long time. Okay? It took a long time. Even today, I posted I posted a repost. Not a repost. I reposted a video of my fitness journey, right? It was like the first 6 months that I had like recorded because I've done that. I've always vlogged or I've you know like in regards to my fitness journey, I've always vlogged it, okay? I don't know why I just did it, and I'm so grateful that I did because I kept up with the results, right? But today I had posted a video of my first 6 months and then transitioned it into now, and it's 3 years and 6 months, right? And that took time, right? Just like healing a wound, going to the gym and getting your body to look a specific way, or just for me it's not even about the look, it's just being healthy, right? But for some people it could be the physique, the look you're trying to achieve, right? But that took time. I didn't just go to the gym and run on a treadmill. No, that's 3.5 years of consistent work. That's the same thing with healing, right? Healing is something that you need to pour in, right? It's not something that you could just pick up every 6 months. No, healing is something that needs to be consistent. Okay. I'm not saying that you need to do it every single day, right? But healing, if you want to elevate and you want to become a better person, healing is your responsibility. It's not up to anybody else to come in and try to fill a void for you because that will never work. Because you're going to continue swapping out more energies until you can't face it anymore and you have no choice but to fix, right? You have no choice but to fix it. So I pray you guys received your message. All right. Um, I feel like, the message got through, right? The message got through to whoever needed it, right? And for a lot of you, y'all have such a good heart, but because you don't have those boundaries or standards in place and you don't stick by them, you keep getting run over like a raggedy doll, right? A Raggedy Ann doll. So there's a need for you to really work on that collective, especially if you're wanting to become a better version for you. For you, okay? Fill your cup up first. Don't be me where I wanted to give everybody that love and pure intention, right? Without anybody giving me anything back. That's a tough place. All right, that dark place, man, will have you in a sunken place. And it takes years for somebody to get out of that. It takes months, it takes weeks. Sometimes people don't get out of that, right? So that's where I say, you got to have that self-control. Self-control is hard. Ooh, self-control is hard, but it's part of the spiritual journey. Trust me, you're going to get tested, you're going to get tried every single time because God will test you before your blessings come in. And it's only to test you just to make sure that you don't fall short. So when that blessing does come, you know how to cater it. You know how to keep it, right? Because a lot of people, when they be claiming and they've been manifesting, they manifest the actual thing, but don't manifest the actual action to keep the very thing you manifested, right? So a lot of you will go in here, oh, I want to manifest a lover, a partner, and you'll manifest, a partner, but it ends up being a male cat. You get what I'm saying? Like you soulmated so hard, and you asked for a soulmate, and God delivered you a male cat. And now that male cat is literally up your ass every 24 seconds, and it's not a man. You see what I'm saying? You gotta be real intentional when you're setting the tone. Like, if you want a man, then you need to write that shit out and detail for detail and put that code in with God. Because if not, God gonna send you a cat that's going that's going to be all up on you, trying to make it seem like that you're their person, because cats do that. I've seen that. All right, they get real clingy, and yeah, you wasn't specific, so God sent you a cat. God sent you a cat because you ain't know how to ask for a man. Hey, yo, I'm done. Oh no, I have a cat and single. Oh Lord, girl, I'm single too, but I got dogs. I'm a dog lady. And it's crazy because as a dragon, I was born in the year of the dragon. As a dragon, I'm not supposed to have a dog because the dog is my enemy. It's the enemy year. So dogs actually add bad karma to a dragon. And girl, I've had them for 12 years. And I've seen my fair share of karma in those fucking 12 years. I'll tell you that. For real, that's real. That is so real. But yeah, y'all. I released the collective energy. I pray that you guys received your message. And if you guys want to run it back, and I really think that you should, because this one was a really good live. You guys can run it back on YouTube. This one, unfortunately, I did not write the timestamps, but I feel like we got right into it. You're an ox. I don't know if that is. I think that's compatible with the dragon. If I'm not mistaken, that's why it makes sense why we're friends. We make good friends. But yeah, I'm a dragon. I'm a dragon, baby, y'all. Um, Anybody who is a snake, if you know your Chinese astrology, if you're a snake, this is your year. This is the year that you're supposed to be winning. All right. So if you ain't on your shit, then you're tripping, because this year everything should be in favor for you, because this is the year of the snake. Nah, for real, Lena. Be stuck out here with a cat instead of a man. Y'all gotta be intentional on what it is that you're asking for, okay? Be intentional. Oh Lord, that was a good collective, y'all. I'm not even gonna hold you. I might have to run it back to post some parts for the others that didn't get to view. But yeah, if you guys haven't yet, go ahead and follow Merluna. Lena, if you want to hop over to TikTok and follow her, she's amazing. She is beautiful energy. And anytime I see a light worker, I always connect them with the collective, because I can't be there all the time. You know what I'm saying? And as light workers, we all eat regardless. So I ain't tripping about none of that. But she is a beautiful spirit. She's very gifted. God uses her in a tremendous way as well. Like, she be talking about that like with me too. But it's, you know what I'm saying? Light recognizes light. There's no other way to put it. Light recognizes light. So yeah, respectfully, like, she's got my respect. And that, that's big for me, because I don't be trusting people like that. Y'all know that's real big on me. But like I said, I'm building my friends up little by little, right? It's not gradual. It's something that, good friends take time to make. Sometimes you just meet people and you just become best friends. You know what I'm saying? Like, and it be like that sometimes, right? When you're connected with who you need to be connected with, trust and believe, there won't be no question. There won't be no questions. I'm starting to do readings again, but I don't know. I feel like I'm preserving my gifts for something huge. I mean, it takes time. It takes time. Like when I started reading, I want to say in 2021, and I started on Facebook and Instagram. And at times I wouldn't have anybody on my live, but I would still do it. You know what I'm saying? Um because you got to get your own motion. Everybody reads differently. You know what I'm saying? Lena, there she is, Mary Luna. If you want to follow her, she's beautiful energy. But yeah, it'll take time. Everybody reads differently. I feel like intuitive is way better. And the more in tune you are with your gifts, the more that you're going to be able to bless other people, and you're going to bless people from all over, right? Because people who just like depend on reading a book or however they were taught, you're basically learning off of somebody else's beliefs. But when you connect with your own, when you connect with your own tools, and you know what I'm saying, that's a different connection. No one will be able to imitate you whatsoever. And I think that that's what makes the true light workers stand out, right? Those that know how to read, whether it's tarot, whether it's the españolas, you know, there's so many different cards. Cartomacy, like as long as you can read energy and you read intuitively, you will be fine. Oh yeah, you're gonna have to tune back into that. It's gonna take some time. I always say, if you're not using your gifts, trust me, God will give it to somebody else to use, right? But if you tap into them and you trust and believe, you will be able to do great things. You will be able to do great things. But intuitive is the way to go. Yeah, me too. I channel messages through music. I used to do that all the time. But now my santos, they like, palo music, or salsa. I'll have that because that's what they enjoy. La gitanas, I have gitanas with me, and they love when I put music for dance. So I just put that. But before, I used to put music, like whatever music, and through when I would read, literally the messages would come straight from the songs too. Oh, you make music? Nice. I'm a poet, so I'm a lyricist. I write my own poetry, so respect. You're an ox too, Lena? Lena's an ox. Not you guys being the same. But yeah, if you want to check out my stuff, I have a whole list, which not list, a playlist. I have a whole playlist of poetry that I've published. But I've got some new ones that I need to publish. I haven't published yet. I use it through music. I believe we can unify through music. Of course. Music is its own form of communication. Where on here, yeah, I have a playlist. I have several playlists, but I have a playlist with all of my spoken poetry. Some of them are like from the dome, like I'll just literally whatever is on my mind at that time, I'll just flow into whatever and I'll just spit whatever I got. And then other ones, I've done, affirmations for some of my clients, like if they did like a cord cutting or a honey jar ritual, I would pair their affirmations and I would make a poem out of it so that they could use it to recite for their own affirmations. So I have some of those on there too. And when I do spiritual workings like that, when I do honey jars or cord cuttings, that's for all of my clients. Whatever it is that you want to accomplish out of the work, I need you to write it out for me, right? Because again, writing out is very important. When you write out your intentions, not just think them, but write them out, you're actually doing something when you write them out. So once they give me their affirmations, then I will go ahead and put it into a poetic rhythm, and then I will send that to the client. And I'll post it because it's helpful for other people as well. 1111, yes. Girl, time is moving. We've been on for almost 2 hours. Lord. Yeah, I came home from the gym, came here and went live. Um, so yeah, that's what we've been doing. And I was gonna do card pulls, but I ended up doing collective, which I'm glad we did collective because collective was actually really good. I'm not even gonna lie. Not even gonna lie. But I'm gonna go ahead and release y'all. Make sure y'all follow on YouTube, okay? So you guys can run it back. Thank you all for tuning in. Again, if you haven't yet done so, go ahead and follow Miss Merluna. She's a beautiful light seer. And in time, when my girl Mercedes gets on her shit, then y'all can follow her and whenever she feels comfortable in doing readings. But that's gonna take time, right? It takes time. You can have the gifts, right? But reading is definitely it's a whole different. I mean, Mary Luna could tell you, it's a whole different experience when you're reading people. When you read yourself and reading other people is so different because you're dealing with so many different energies. But I definitely wish you the best of luck as well. Anybody who's trying to do this, it's not for everybody. I'll tell you that. It's not for everybody. This is not an easy path to walk. Those who choose to be light workers is not an easy path to walk, like I said, because you got to change a lot of what you used to be to become the new version of yourself. Um, and I mean, it's true. You got to lead by example. You can't be out here trying to heal people if you're not healing yourself. As a healer, I think that's the biggest thing, is having to how can I say this? The thought just left my mind. But not anybody could do this. It's something that, it requires you to really be uh humble, but also be okay if things don't work out. You know what I'm saying? I think that's the biggest like reflection for me. Like even though I want something so bad, I have to accept the outcome for what it is, right? Because maybe I wanted it to be what it was, but spirit sees it otherwise. So that's another thing too, walking that spiritual path is accepting that if something doesn't work out, that you just have to be okay with it not, and just, moving forward. Um and I think that's like been the biggest lesson for me, particularly for myself, right? But yes, those that walk this path, you guys already know. You already know what it is. Somebody's got some severe back problems here too. All right, I'm feeling that energy right now. I don't know why, but severe back pain. Um, ooh, yeah, y'all. Go to the chiropractor, whoever that is, cause I feel like I got scoliosis in my back. Anyways, love and light. I love you guys so much. Thank you for tuning in. I will. What's today? Today is Wednesday. Is today Wednesday? I can't. I don't keep up with time. What's today? Wednesday, y'all. I think so. Yes, Wednesday. So tomorrow, I may be on. Um, I may be on, and if I do come on, you guys, it'll usually be around this time. I'm not even gonna hold you. I miss coming on during the daytime, but I can't. My daytime is being occupied now. So if I ever do come on, just know that it'll be around 9. You don't usually come on TikTok. Well, you came on TikTok at the right night. But I also got other platforms too, so you can always follow me on those. I have Instagram, Facebook, and also I have YouTube. I started a Facebook group too, you guys. If you guys want to follow, it's called Madam Divine. So if you guys want to tap in on over there, you guys definitely can. Yeah, on Facebook. I haven't really posted much there. I'm just kind of building that platform up because I already got several platforms and it's only me. Um, but the main platform that I am on is Instagram. So if you had to contact me for like a personal or anything in general, right? You could send me a DM on Instagram. YouTube, I just post the collectives. What's it called? It's the Facebook group is called Madam Divine. Madam Divine. Yeah. So if you guys want to follow that page, I think it's like a like and follow. You guys can go ahead and follow. Sometimes I'll cross post like some of the lives because the lives come off my personal page. Um, and I just did it that way because I wasn't planning on having a Facebook group. My no, on my other handles, YouTube, on TikTok and Instagram, it's unforgettable underscore EMZ. But if you go in my bio, like if you click my picture here, it's gonna take you to my profile. If you go to my links, all of my profiles will be linked. You could just click it and it'll take you directly to my page. But yeah, if I do come on tomorrow, it'll be at 9 ish. I'll be doing card pulls. Depending on the energy, of course, because energy shifts on a daily. We may end up doing collective, or I may just go into paid readings. I will be working the weekends. So if you guys want to book for privates or book for live, you guys can also check my link tree in my bio where all the payment information is there. You can check out what I have, whatever services that you're interested. You guys can go ahead and book. But the weekend I will be working. Not sure what time. I may end up doing like because it's gonna rain here all week, so I'm gonna be inside. So I'll probably do a couple lives throughout the weekend. So if you guys want to catch me, make sure you guys have the notification bell on. But I will be doing readings. And again, you guys can also book a private reading. If you don't feel comfortable doing a reading on live, I know some people are like that, then just book me private. All right. Whew. Well, I feel like I've talked you guys' head off. We've been on for almost 2 hours. I appreciate each and every one of you guys. Love, light to each and every one of you. It's hot a lot in Jersey. Girl, I'm in North Carolina. It was hot the whole week. But tomorrow is gonna start raining and thundering for a whole week. So y'all be safe out there, okay? Cause the weather is gonna be weathering. Um, and yeah, enjoy yourselves, okay? I love you guys. I'll see you guys next time. Adios. Good night. Good night, Lena.